factual-based disputes. This goes with our investigation series and understanding the process, because if you understand the process, you will stick with it and you will get to success. And success is obviously results, right? But there's a couple of things that you need to understand, and this is the answer to what do I do after round one. I mean, I've been asked it so many times this week that I made. For you it's made, for me it's making. Made a video about it, okay? So let's just say in this example, you send out round one, okay? There's only two things besides the deletion that can happen. They're either going to ignore it or they're going to say it's verified. Verified can be anything, right? It could be verified, certified as accurate, it was been updated, whatever, it still remains. So therefore, it's verified, okay? No answer, verified. What do? You go down the hierarchy. You use your biggest ammo. The process is always the same. Now you will want to watch the previous video where I explained that your factual-based disputes are only going to work in the event that you are using the elements in the language of the law that, that embodies the law that you are citing. If it doesn't, it's not really going to get you that far, okay? So if you don't understand what I'm talking about, please go back to that video. But all of this is very simple. Every single round is the same. Round 2, no answer, verified. Round 3, no answer, verified. Round 4, no answer, verified. Over here, unverified. Round 3 is going to be the same. No answer, verified. 4, no answer, verified. You get what I'm saying? The things that change are down here. That round 1, you're using your biggest ammo. Just for an example with charge-offs, normally, unless it's a blatant inaccuracy, it's going to be date last active. Date last active. If you don't see date last active on your credit report, or you don't know where to pull your credit report, use the link down in the description to sign up for Identity IQ, okay? It is my affiliate link. I partner with them. You get a discount, great membership, all that kind of stuff. I have all of my clients use it, and that is where I get the best results, so you should be using it as well, okay? I've been in the financial industry for a decade now, and I have tested all of the sites out there. Literally, I'm not going to name them all, but let me just tell you, including my FICO, I have tested them all. Identity IQ is the best, okay? We're not talking about scores, we're talking about the information on the credit report. So, date last active, it shows on there, date last active, date last paid, payment status details, so on and so forth. You need this information to be able to use the elements in the language that embody the law that you are citing to get your factual deletion, okay? So all of this stays the same. No answer, verified. No answer, verified. No answer, verified. What changes every single round is that round 1, in this example, you're using date last active. Round 2, you're using date last paid. Round 3, you're using notice of dispute or missing required notice of dispute pursuant to section 623 SCRA and 806B of the FDCPA. Round 4, first date of delinquency. Round 5, payment history, so on and so forth. If you would like to see a breakdown of the hierarchy, right, the biggest ammo of the hierarchy, go to expertcreditsweeps.com/hierarchy. If you would like a couple of ideas for dispute reasons, there's many places that you can get them, but just to do a little, to look at a mind map and come up with some ideas, you can go to expertcreditsweeps.com/dispute-reasons. Okay, so that's the only thing that I want you to understand. This is a short video, but it is very, 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 very important, okay? None of this changes. What changes and the power and the reason you're going to get your results is because you are using your biggest ammo each time. Now, the question that is being asked to me is very simply, what do I do on the next round? Am I asking for proof of verification and validation and all that. No, you are not, because you are just going to be wasting time, and you don't have time to waste, especially now. Don't waste your time asking for something that you're not going to get. You know that they're not going to send you any copies of anything. You know that you're not going to get proof with your signature. You know this stuff. So why are you putting yourself in that position? Is it because other people on YouTube are telling you to? Is it because the book you're reading is telling you to? Is it because somebody, on a talk show said buy this book and the book is telling you to do it? Don't bother, because I bet you're gonna end up wasting your time. Okay, if you don't want to waste time and you want to get your deletions and you want to move on with your life, then this is the way that you need to do it. But to do it, you have to understand how it works, and if you don't understand how it works, you're not going to succeed. And my job, my passion, is helping people, and to help you, you have to understand. Okay, yes, I know this is a lot. This is, maybe you don't even know what the heck I'm talking about, but when you write your dispute, they have to follow a formula. They have to follow the breakdown of factual based disputes, okay? No templates, no asking for this, no stating pursuant to, okay? It's very, 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 very simple. If you want to go back a couple of years and, start there, go ahead. I've been doing this for a while, and nothing I have done has changed. I am still the same person with the same business name, doing the same thing, except for it's obviously better now, okay? Because I'm able to understand how you guys understand. Meaning that I'm showing you this stuff the way that you guys can understand it, because in the beginning, maybe I wasn't explaining it correctly. I had a lot of comments that were like, well, okay, so is it just, am I just looking for inaccuracies and I'm just going to use those to get deletions, or what the heck is factual based disputes? Well, now I know how to explain this stuff. But to get to the bottom of this, you have to understand the principles, and the principles are, when you use factual based disputes, they have to embody the law that you're citing by using the elements and the language, okay? So you're not referring to it because you don't want the computer to misunderstand. You are very, very specifically stating what needs to happen and the reason why. But if there's not a law that upholds it, then more than likely you are not going to get your deletions. And for you to get deletions, you have to understand that the process is never going to change until you get a deletion, okay? It's either going to be they ignore you because they know that you're more than likely not going to take them to court. They ignore you, or they say it's verified in one capacity or another, okay? The only thing that changes is what you are saying. Do not waste around telling them to prove something to you. You can put that in like the main body. The reason I'm writing this letter is because I disputed this on X date, and I requested that this, and this occur, and you didn't send me anything. I didn't even hear back from you. So I would like to know how you're actually performing this investigation, because, otherwise, what the heck am I doing this for if you're not even confirming that you're receiving this stuff, right? So you can say that there, but you're not going to say it in your dispute. You're not going to say portfolio recovery account number 517805. You didn't send me proof with my signature and delete this. Well, I'm going to tell you right now, they're not going to have the proof with your signature, and if you are hounding them for it, then this is normally with directly to them, but you can go back to my 2017 video where I explain very, 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 very simply, and it did ruffle a lot of feathers, that you have to be careful with the debt validation dispute, because it's a great way to go in the limelight and say, hey, I'm trying to fix my credit and more than likely I have money now. Please take me to court if it's still in the statute of limitations. You don't want to do that, okay? Stop making their job easier for them, because there's a part of the whole lawsuit process called the discovery process, and in that process they will come up with the paperwork or your IP address or whatever it is that verifies that it was you, it's your debt, you used it, blah blah blah, you agreed to it, you checked this box, whatever, okay? And you also have to understand that it's not, if there was no contract that you signed, then why are you asking for a contract? Use common sense. If you sign up for something and there's no contract that you sign, you check a box or something, why are you asking for a contract when the law doesn't say that they need to have a contract with your signature? It states, well, basically Section 69 is about disclosures and has nothing to do with contracts or whatever, but we're not talking about that right now. Okay, you have to understand the law that backs up what you are asking for to get your deletion or your correction. So if you are asking a debt buyer for documentation that you obviously know that they do not have, then you are either A, pushing them towards a lawsuit, or B, just not going to get your deletion. Okay, so when you are disputing, you have to go to your next best dispute reason. So if you start with date less active, go to date less paid. If you started with date less paid, go to the next one, go to the next one, go to the next one, go to the next one. Because you have to remember that, especially now, you are banking all these months, right? Like imagine a penny jar or something, and in the penny jar, each time you do a dispute, you're gonna put that in there and you're putting it in the bank. The next one, you're putting it in the bank. The next one comes, you're putting it in the bank. And at the end of this whole thing, you're gonna be, however many times you put those into your penny jar, that's how many months or rounds you're going to be ahead of everybody else, and it counts towards exhausting your remedies. Because to get to the end of this, where you do get a deletion here, and you do get a deletion here, and you do get a deletion here, and you do get a deletion here, is by exhausting all your remedies, just like in the court system. You can't just go and try to think of something that everybody would understand, but okay, so you can't just go and go to the highest court. You have to start in the lowest court and work your way up and go through your appeals, or go through the process and send your writs out with a very specific timing. And if it's not the specific timing, you get your entire case thrown out. So there's a process with everything, and this is no different. And if you don't follow it, if you don't go through with it, then you're not going to get where you need to be, because this process was not meant for you. Okay, this process was meant for you to fail, and I did say this in my last video, but it's very, very important for you to understand that this was meant to keep you inaccurate, to keep your scores low, to make your information as valuable as possible to the credit bureaus, so that they can, or to the creditors with the bureau, so that they can make the most money off of you as possible, because they're not in the credit business, they are in the data business. Okay, that is one thing. The second thing is that if you don't understand the process, you're not going to know how to get through it, and there's no way around it unless you want to wait 7.5 years. Okay, so if you don't like what I'm telling you, then it's probably because you don't understand the process, and I'm here to help you understand that process. If you don't like what I'm saying because you are impatient, then my friend, you probably should have started a couple of years ago. Just because you have a time frame, it doesn't mean that this works on your time frame. I think it's crazy when people get on the phone with me and they're like, well, and this is an actual real life example from the other day. People get on the phone with me and they're like, well, I have $150,000 in student loans, I have a bankruptcy, I've got a ton of collections, and I need to apply for a mortgage in 90 days. And it's like, what? Where do you think that even happens? Don't you think if it were that simple, that either A, I would be charging for it, right? I would charge you $5,000 for a 90-day program, or B, it would be free, right? It would be free. You wouldn't even be on the phone with me, okay? Why didn't you do this yourself then? If it's that easy, why didn't you do it yourself? Or better yet, why don't you go to the creditor that you want to get credit with and tell them to pay for your credit repair, have them finance it, and put it on the back end? Because what are creditors, and what's the whole financial industry about? It's about lending. So if they're in the business of lending, why won't they lend you the money, right? Finance your credit repair, stick it on the back end, because even if they're only making $10 extra per month, that's still $10 extra per month. My husband and I went to go buy a car, and we had all the cash with us. We were literally gonna just and drive off with it, but at this specific car dealership, and this is here in Vegas, the dude literally said, like, unfortunately you can't do that here. This is a place where we charge you quite a bit more. This is for people that have lower credit scores, and we drag it out for like 5 years instead of 2 years, and those monthly payments, we're going to make substantially more over the course of 5 years than if you come in here and you just pay $12,000 or $20,000 or $25,000 straight out. I would rather make 50 than 30. I would rather make 15 than 7. So you have to understand that if it were that simple, then everybody would be paying for it so that you can do it, and there's nobody that's going to finance your credit repair so that you can get credit with them. And don't you think that that's what they want to do? Obviously it is. They're in the business of lending. As soon as you get your credit where it needs to be, they're going to give you that money, but not until you get your credit where it needs to be. Okay, so there is no 90 days, there is no 7 days, there is no 21 days legally and permanently. It's not going to happen. Okay, it is not going to happen. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Okay, and if that were that way, you would not be watching this video. If that existed, I would be doing it and I would be charging for it. I would charge you, like I said, $5,000 for a 90-day program instead of charging you $139 or $199 a month or $250 a month or 4 payments of, $333 or a flat fee of $3,000. I wouldn't be doing that. Wouldn't it be easier for me to do that than to say, okay, you need to pay X amount for 9 to 12 months? Dude, you guys need to wake up from this dream that you created for yourself and realize that that's not realistic. And unless you understand what is realistic, you are not going to succeed. And once again, I am not judging you. I'm not talking down to you. I'm not any of that stuff. I'm telling you this stuff so that you can go and succeed and you can understand this process and you can go and get your dilutions. But to do so, you have to be realistic. You have to be realistic, right? Because I'm not selling you anything right now. I gain nothing from telling you crap you don't want to hear. I gain nothing from telling you crap that you don't want to hear. All of this benefits you. It doesn't benefit me. I lose subscribers because people don't want to hear the truth. But that's what it is. It's the truth, right? Me telling you this stuff is stuff you don't want to hear, and so you get all pissed off at me and you thumb me down and you unsubscribe, or you go and sign up with someone else, and you get taken for a ride for 5 years because you didn't listen to me, right? That's the way that it works, because you want to be sold the dream that you came up with yourself. And I'm telling you, there is someone out there that's going to sell you that dream. It's not going to be me. It doesn't exist. And if you don't understand this stuff, then you are going to be sold something that doesn't exist. But if you understand this stuff, you can't be sold something that doesn't exist, because you'll already know, right? So I gain nothing by telling you stuff that you don't want to hear. This is all for you. These videos are for you to succeed and you to move forward and for you to go and make 6 figures, 7 figures, 8 figures, 9 figures, however many freaking figures you want to make. That is completely, entirely up to you, but you have to be realistic about it. Alright, so wrapping this video up, that is the end of this one, and I'm going to record another one for you. But 2 things. Number 1, if you are a mom and you need to make, I was going to say lucrative income, but right now if you just need to make an income online, even with your kids running around, you can click on the link to my free course. I show you how to make an income on your computer, nothing but you and the computer and the stuff in your brain. For those of you that need help with your credit, there is a link down in the description to schedule a call with me, and I will see if I can help you. I'm trying to do my part right now because of the current situation, and part of that is lowering my prices and helping as many people as I can. However, I only take on people that have realistic expectations. Alright, so if you believe that that might be you, we can find out. Go and click on the link, schedule a call, but you will also want to watch the videos on understanding my process before we get on the phone together. All right. So for the rest of you, for my YouTube family, my regular subscribers, I will see you guys later. I have other videos coming out. You better have watched my previous video that I posted. And I guess that's it. Take care of yourselves, take care of your family, take care of your children. Wear a mask, wear a face covering. Take your sweatshirt and turn it around and put the hood up over your face and tie it if you don't have anything. All right, so just be careful. All right, guys, that is it from me to you. My name is Kristen, and I'm a factual disputer, and I have other videos to record. So I will see you later.